Loneliness. It's not just a feeling or a memory, it's a hazard to our health, not just our mental health, but our physical health as well. Therefore, today, in the next 7 to 8 minutes, you and I are going to sit and devise a strategy in how to transcend this loneliness. Hello, I'm Kirti Tarang Pande, and thank you so much for joining me here today. A place where you and I meet and discuss how we can use yoga and its method to uplift our emotional and mental health. And today, in this discussion, we are going to devise a specific strategy to transcend loneliness.
Loneliness can be of two types. It could either be situational loneliness or it can be emotional. Being home alone in a COVID 19 lockdown is an example of being situationally lonely.
However, if you feel lonely in a crowd, if you are feeling alone in a marriage, then you're suffering from emotional loneliness, which is much harder to detect and accept. Therefore, we need a systematic strategy, and that is what we are going to do today. Loneliness, whether it is situational or emotional, it is an experience. Yoga says that loneliness is something that we are experiencing. It is not something that we are. This is a good news. It means that we can do something about it. And the better news is that just like every other experience out there, this one too is transient. All we have to do is to ensure that A, this experience leaves us before snowballing into anxiety or depression or hurting our cardiovascular functioning. And second thing that we need to take care of is that this experience doesn't become a recurrent one. Today, the strategy that we have devised to transcend loneliness will take care of these two factors. But the step number one is understanding that loneliness is something that we are experiencing. It is not what we are. So repeat this after me 3 times. No, say this with me 3 times. I am experiencing loneliness. I am not lonely. I am experiencing loneliness. I am not lonely. I am experiencing loneliness. I am not lonely. And every time you feel lonely, chant this mantra 3 times to remind yourself that this is a transient experience. This is not who you are. The second step is finding out why do we feel lonely. You need to sit with a pen and paper out there. This is very important. Writing it down is very important for the clarity of thought. So sit with a pen and paper and figure out what is the cause of your experience. Write down why are you feeling the way you are feeling? What is the reason behind experiencing loneliness? Once you have an accurate cause out there in front of you,
Now you need to ask yourself, is there something that I can do about it? If your answer is yes, then do it.
however, if your answer is no, that no, there is nothing that I can do about it, there is no solution out there, then don't worry. That's why we are meeting here today. All you need to do is to follow the next 2 steps. The next step is that you need to do this simple exercise for 21 days at sunrise, noon, and sunset.
Stand erect, roll your shoulders back, inhale and stretch your hands out. As you exhale, gently draw your hands in. To make this exercise a pranayama, visualize a white light at your heart center. As you inhale and stretch your hands out, visualize the white light filling your entire body, filling this entire multiverse. As you exhale and bring your hands in, visualize the white light coming back to your heart.
Do this 3, 5, or 7 times, depending upon the strength of your shoulders. Please remember that while within a week you will start feeling a sense of harmony within you and around you. You need to do this for 21 days to reap the full benefits of it. When I was a student of psychology, we were taught that people who feel lonely in their interactions with other people, they receive less neural rewards and more neural punishments, um, which can translate as people who feel lonely, they don't find their interactions with other people matching their expectations. And therefore, we were taught cognitive behavioral therapy to combat this loneliness. This is a very good point of view. Yoga has slightly different point of view. It does not talk about combating loneliness. It speaks of transcending it. Yoga says that loneliness can be transcended by emotional culturing. While emotional culturing has 4 elements, we need just one to transcend loneliness, and that one element is easiest of them all. It is called bhakti. Bhakti is love immortal. It means love not as a feeling, but a state of mind, a state of being. It means love as an effect without a cause. Love which is not stimulus based. Because stimulus based love will wither away the minute that stimulus is withdrawn. And when we become that love, when we establish ourselves in that state of being that is full of this immortal love, there is no room for loneliness to exist because we become whole, and that wholeness comes from love and joy. The question is how to be there, how to become this whole person who is incapable of feeling lonely. Answer is simple. Start loving. And earlier, I would say that start with practicing unconditional self-love. But my clients have taught me that these days, practicing unconditional self-love is also not easy to most of us. So I would say start with the sun and the moon and the water. In our tradition, the yogic tradition and many Eastern traditions, when our ancestors worshipped the sun or they called a plant their mother, they were not practicing paganism. They were practicing this bhakti, this immortal love. They were establishing themselves in this state of immortal love. Because just imagine that you are looking at a ball of fire and you can see divine in that ball of fire. You look at a plant and you get overwhelmed with a love that you feel for your own mother when you look at the plant. When you look at the night sky or you look at the birds and you see your friends in them and you feel the same love that you feel for your friends. And eventually when you start practicing this more and more and more, you will start becoming that person who is established in love. Then you can feel love for something that is non-sentient. When you can feel love for a stone, it will be very difficult not to feel unconditional love for yourself or other fellow human beings. And when you start feeling this way, when you start filling yourself with love 24/7 all day round, where do you think there will be any room left to be lonely? Isn't it? So start doing this. Actually, don't buy my words. Don't believe me. Don't believe the texts. Practice it yourself. From today onwards, set aside some time to look at any inanimate object and pour all your love in that object. Just look at that object with a gaze that has all your love in it. And then see if you can do it for 5 minutes. Next day, do it for 5 minutes on 2 different objects and start building up on it. Do this for 21 days along with the rest of the 3 steps that we discussed earlier, and you will find that you have transcended loneliness. Which of these 4 methods you found most convenient to practice? Please let me know in the comment section below. I love to hear from you. I love to talk to you. And until next time, happy practicing.